Hi, I'm Empress Rose. Let's talk about the Fool. Here's the Fool. Level 0. Always reminds me of Kung Fu Panda when they say, oh, there's now a level 0. Just pre-beginner here. So let's first look at the Kabbalah Tree of Life. So here's where Keter, sometimes I'm not very good at pronouncing these, but I'm going to try to do my best to pronounce them right. So Keter is up here. This is the initial inspiration coming in from who knows what ether out there, what part of the universe is calling this in and needs someone to act and take on this journey. But this is the twinkle in the eye, right? The pre-twinkle in the eye. And then this here we have the Fool card. So the Fool card sits right here, right at the beginning. It's the call to action. It's the call to action, having that initial impulse. And then the Fool is going to look down this, is looking at, oh, this is my journey here. It's going to be so simple. And this is the sweet side. This is the right side of the Kabbalah. It's the softer side, what do we call that? The side of mercy. This is all the good stuff that happens, right? And so the Fool's headed off down this path. Look at all this good stuff, and then we get to our destination. It's going to be wonderful. So the Fool's very excited. It's that initial inspiration, and it's just looking at how cool would it be if we went on that road trip, or if we, how cool would it be? And then as far as the pinball metaphor, this is that spring-loaded launcher hitting the ball, which is you hitting the ball. You can get jammed. You can do a bunch of other things, but it's just here we go. So we have the Fool card here. This is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, sort of, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinions, the gold standard of tarot meanings, symbology, interpretations, all of that. So here he is. He's on the edge of this cliff here. Look how inspired and excited he is. Open-hearted, ready for anything, moving into the world. Let us go on this trip. There's some maybe pronouncement here, you know how people are when they're like, I'm going to go to Italy. They just pronounce this glorious idea, right? So that's where we're at. He's very excited. He's packed not a ton, but he does have resources. There are some resources. He's not just leaving without his phone or his credit card or anything like, or his purse or whatever. He's got his purse. And there's some resources in there, probably maybe some hand sanitizer too. And, everything, not everything he needs, but it's like when I leave my house, if I've got my phone and my wallet, we're good. We can handle pretty much anything if I've got both of those things. If I missed or skipped something, it's not going to be a problem. So he's got his main basic resources here. He's got this little white rose, his pure intention, just want to have a good time, just want to go on this adventure, want to co-create with the universe, want to make something good happen. Here we've got this dog that's like, sometimes this dog reads to me as like, yeah, let's go. He's your best friend, egging you on. He's telling you to go, to move. Let's do this. What can go wrong, really? And sometimes this dog comes in as like, wait, you got responsibilities. Who's going to feed me? Am I going where? This is a cliff. Did you realize this is a cliff? We're in the mountains. It's cold. You're wearing like little booties here and tights. Like, there's just this exuberance on this trip, and we have such a connotation of the fool, an idiot, foolish. The only thing idiotic about this, well, I mean, halfway through, you're going to be over here at some point, and you're going to be like, why? Oh, why did I ever do this? And you're going to look back in this moment, and you're going to call yourself a fool. But it's just the exuberance and he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know where this journey's leading. He's not really looking at everything that can go wrong. It's like, let's drive to Arches National Park, and there's like it just seems like fun. There's no recognition of all that could go wrong. So this dog sometimes comes through. So that would be a more intuitive reading. That would be a place to look for your intuition here, is how's this dog looking today? Does this dog look excited? Is this dog trying to warn him? What's going on here? But it's that initial spark of the journey. And it's the call to action. it's so human though. Like we can call ourselves idiots and fools and why did I ever start doing this? We can call ourselves that at some point, but the thing is, this is why we're here. This is why we're here. It's how we came to be here, and it's why we're here, is this journey, this trip. We're going on a trip here. And the whole lifetime can be this, you know, we're going on a trip all the time, co-creating, hearing the call, answering the call of spirit, of something greater than ourselves, of the leaving what has become normal. I mean, eventually this trip and this destination will, if all goes well and we actually get there, will become the norm for this fool, right? And then the new inspiration hits. What now? This has got to be my favorite fool card. It's the Santa Muerte deck. He's leaving the graveyard, right? So whatever journey he's already been on, whatever he's already created, this is in whatever aspect of his life. It doesn't have to be your whole life. It can be just one aspect. This is no longer satisfying. He might be bored with this. There's no longer any life or vitality in what's been going on. So he's being called up, resurrected in a way. His spirit is being resurrected from this graveyard area. This transformation, this change. Something's changed, something's shifted. And it's time to take off. It's time to follow our heart. It's time to follow the call. He's packed badly. He's got resources though. He's gonna make some music. He can defend himself. He's got some resources. He's not like completely, you know, yeah, it's not, there's not a lot of planning here, right? The planning stages hopefully come later. But there's not a lot of planning here. We're just kind of excited. There's a lot of get up and go. There's a renewal here, a new life, a new journey, right? A resurrection here. So these can be like maybe even trophies sometimes. See, now I'm going into the intuitive side of the reading. So these suddenly look like trophies to me. He's already accomplished things. And so that's why he's so excited about this new journey and this new thing. He wants to get a new trophy. He wants to live a new life. He wants to be a new person. He wants to have this new adventure, right? We're talking about, you know, all of life being this big adventure. And we decide, yeah, I do want to incarnate. I do want to go to life. That's the biggest possible reading of this card. But there is just, yeah, let's do it. Let's do another round. Let's do a new life. Let's do a new thing here. So this deck, the Good Tarot, I think it's what it's called. This is just focusing on very much the call. You've received a call. Maybe in the middle of the night, you got a phone call and you're like, okay, I'll be there. I'm coming. I'll do this. So you're receiving the call. You can refuse a call, of course. If the universe calls you to do something, you're welcome to refuse it, if that's what you want to do. I don't know what the consequences are of that. I mean, you know, you make choices and the universe responds. So, so there's a call, and there's a lot of energy in this card. There's a reverberation. There's a resonance here of this call. There's something that does awaken you. There's like a new vibe in town here is what I'm seeing. So, I mean, we can look at like the literal reading of this card, and some of you are going to be more literal than others, is just, here's a call. This is a call to action. And then as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing more intuitively this vibe, this something that vibes with you, some sort of, right? It's all my own internal imagery that is I'm starting to resonate with something in this card, and that's pulling up, you know, my understanding of what these repeated lines can feel like. It's like ripples from a pond. So the pebble has been dropped into this pond. The pebble of desire has been dropped into this reality, and then there's going to be these ripples that go out, and the energy changes everything it touches. So that's what I'm seeing in this Fool card, but we can take it much more simply. There's a call. Here's a more metaphoric Fool card from the Apparition deck. Again, I don't know if you can see this. She's getting a call. It's through a little, like a cute little you know, tin cup with a string call. And the feet haven't landed. There's a peak. We're peaking a new reality here, a new possibility. The feet have yet to land in the possibility. They're hovering over this. So this is really talking about the energy, you know, the call. I'm thinking about a vibration, like a call from the universe, and the co-creative unravel, or the co-creative nature of the universe, where down to the smallest bits, you know, there's a need, or there's a how plants and flowers co-evolve with the pollinator, right? So there's a co-evolution. It won't do to produce a plant and then wait 2 million years for the pollinator to come through. That's never going to work. So there's this co-creative thing. So who's calling who here? You might have put out a call. Someone, some other aspect of the universe is like, you know what we need? We need a novel about this. And you're like, you know what? I want to write a novel about this. And so it's a very crude metaphor for how I see these energies coming in here. But we have this, we don't have boots on the ground yet. We just have an idea. We're just getting a call. We're just waking up to this idea. So that's what this one is talking about. Very metaphoric, very metaphoric deck of just pure symbolism. But I will say about the Apparition deck, the book is one of the best books. Simple, straightforward, pure books of interpretive books that I have. So when I'm looking for just like cut the flowery language, let's get down to brass tacks. What is this? And that can be much more helpful when you're reading for yourself. Is I have 2 decks that have very straightforward messages so that I don't get kind of lost in my own wishful thinking or fearful thinking about what something is. So here we have this Fool card. Now, when I first saw this Fool card, I was kind of shocked. I was like, what are we getting at here? What part of this excited journey is showing up here? But this is the risk needed to be taken. This is taking risky action, thinking that you can do it. So I'm looking at this and I'm having like a heart pounding, like, oh my gosh, what is this wolf doing? Well, this wolf has this idea of something that it wants. It wants a meal. It wants something, and it's going to pursue that thing, even if it's a little risky. So this is the risk, and it's risky. And he's made more of a calculation than I think this one has. More of a calculated risk in starting this journey and pursuing something. So he sees something that he wants and he's going to go after it. And he's going to, with some amount of self-confidence and maybe some foolhardiness, pursue it. So speaking of foolhardiness, right? It's the Fool card. We've got foolhardiness here. So this one shocked me. I was just like, what? There's no benefit to this journey whatsoever. Like, she's just blithely, like, she's received this call here. That's what I would see with that bird. She's received some sort of message or some sort of call, and she's just going to blithely go through it. It's all a garden, a bed of roses, but it turns into this alligator here. So this just seems all risk to me. In some ways, I love the imagery of this card, but it is really hard for me to see like this card as the possibility of us making it to, you know, holding the baby and or achieving what we wanted to achieve. This just seems very, very foolish, very innocent, right? We've got the innocence here. That's definitely depicted. But one thing I can say about this card is it does really depict the Fool just seeing the pleasant aspects and having no vision of this, having not even looking in the direction of this harsher side, the more severe side of the tree. Just looking at, this will be a fun little walk. This will be so great, a fun little walk here, and just no recognition whatsoever. So this is not just risky, it's absolutely foolish, right? But they're not really looking into that. So in the reversal of this, let's go back to this one. In the reversal, I personally struggle with an intuitive message, and maybe as I talk, something will start to feel truer you'll notice I do a lot of repeating, and that's because I'm searching for something that feels true and resonates in me, and a phrasing or a way of looking at it that starts. Sometimes I just quit because I'm like, I'm never going to get there. And sometimes I hit it and it opens up a new door of understanding. But in the Fool card in reverse, the more traditional meaning is that all we're doing is seeing the dangers. All we're doing is seeing this big mouth here. We are only looking, right? It's reversed. our vision is reversed. We're only looking down the severe side of things and all that can go wrong. And it can be prohibitive of us taking the first steps, right? It would be like, oh, you know, the whole like making a baby metaphor or having a baby metaphor. It oftentimes does start out with sex. And this would be like thinking of all the reasons why you shouldn't do this thing, why it's never going to work, why this is a bad idea. And, you know, you just can't get off the ground with too much negative thinking and looking at all the horrible ways that something can happen. So it could be starting something, beginning something from a negative space, from a negative headspace, and just seeing only the challenges. And it can also be the other way in which the Fool can be reversed is that we're not receiving a call. This call never comes. We're sitting in the graveyard waiting for some, what do I do next? I'm here, I'm kind of sick of this, and I don't see, nothing is appealing to me. I could see this being some kind of depression, actually, of not being able to see, not liking where you're at, but not seeing where you could possibly go next, not being inspired by anything, maybe even being disconnected from the divine, right? Because this is where the divine's wishes, the universe's wishes start to come in and to start this journey towards reality, as above, so below. So the universe's wishes start coming in energetically, and you might be disconnected from that, right? The phone might be disconnected. We used to have these phones that were connected to the wall, and you could unplug them and disconnect them. So the phone might be disconnected. There might be a sense where you're out of touch. You're not able to receive a message. Or if you are receiving a call, all you're doing is saying, this just looks like a bad idea. And it's just that there's too much resistance here, is what I would say in the reversal. Or this ice is cracking, and he doesn't pursue this because he sees the ice and it's just, yeah, I'd like to pursue that, but this looks too dangerous. So there's no risk involved, and there must be risk involved in all of our lives. It's just as risky, you know, if he never eats, if he never pursues a meal, he's just as likely to die of starvation over here as he is to fall through the ice. So our purpose here is always going to involve some risk. And in the reversal, that risk outweighs the reward, and we can't take those. We are not going to take a risk. And whether that's advisable or inadvisable is going to be up to the individual. So that's our discussion on the Fool. I hope you enjoyed that.